turned into, you're able to make a play because you're locked in. So that was great.
And then the bench unit as well. I think they had 50 points, just as a unit together. What did you think about their performance kind of given a lift, especially in that third quarter?
For sure. I think they've been doing that. And it really, when you see a group that's competing like that, I thought AJ was really good tonight as well. He had some big buckets for us. And those guys, they were getting threes up. And I think 41 threes is, I think it could have been more, to be honest with you. I thought we even passed a few up. But it's good to see those guys be aggressive shooting the ball, and that's a strength with that bench unit.
Coach, it seemed like the guys had like a sense of urgency tonight. Like even on the inbound play, they really pushing the ball up. What do you kind of credit that to? Is that something that you just been drilling down on with the guys?
No, that's them. It's you always want your team to play at that level, and I thought particularly, Golden State came out on fire. And we were able to withstand that, and started matching them a little bit offensively. But they can score so quickly in numbers, and it's like you have to take those punches. And I thought our whole team was able to do that, and we really stuck together throughout the entire game.
Coach, I was just about to ask you about that. They came out pretty strong to start the game off, but like you said, the team stood strong and was able to withhold that. What did you do differently? Was it anything, or just your team just fighting through it?
I think more than anything, we just kept competing. When they were hitting shots early, there might have been a breakdown or two, but that happens against Golden State. I mean, they put you in really difficult positions, and they make you communicate. And even when you do that, they're capable of making shots. So. The biggest thing, I think, as the game went on, particularly late, we were able to defensive rebound. And a lot of those offensive rebounds early were turning into the threes. So getting everybody on the boards, and when you're able to do that, it gives you some advantages on the other end.
To hold Jordan Poole, Steph, and Klay to a combined 8 of 28 from three, I'm just curious if that was just attributed to the closeouts being a little bit faster, or just maybe rushing them off their spots a little more.
Those guys are capable of going, 20 for 28. And sometimes it's something you do, sometimes it's a clean look and they just miss because, there's a lot of those where they make them. So I think, just focusing on what we can do. I thought we communicated better in the second half and had some situations where we switched opportunistically to take something away. And, as a group, really, we're connected defensively.
You mentioned a minute ago, Golden State's offense putting you in difficult spots. They had a lot of points in the paint, points at the rim in the first half. Was there something that changed in the third quarter? Because it seemed like then Okongwu and Capella got a lot of contests at the rim in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think a couple things. Early on, when you're really conscious of being up against the shooters, you kind of saw that unfold. They hit a few, and you're aggressive and you want to be up, and the lane is really open. And sometimes you have to help off somebody that, you don't want to help off Steph or to take advantage of, to help on a roller. So you give a few of those up. I thought we were better at identifying those situations, and we're over further to give help, and it showed on the boards as well. And the other thing is just executing in those switching situations, where that big or whoever it is in a handoff or a pick and roll doesn't get below you, and we did a better job there too.
I know you mentioned AJ's offense, but what did you see out of him defensively, especially since he's learning on the defensive end?
He just, he just competed, and for a young player, we've got two guys, he and Jalen that are young. We had a lot of young guys, but those two in particular, and Jalen's been playing, and then AJ had his moment tonight, and he was obviously ready. He's done that this year, and on both ends, as you said. I think when you throw yourself into the defense, your offense comes naturally, and that's what he did tonight, and I was proud of him.
I wanted to ask you about that steal on Steph at the end of the game. Just what did you see on that made it a little bit easier for you to poke the ball away?
No, they were just trying to get to switch, and it's the name of the game. So you just try to get to switch, and they were trying to search me out, and I seen Steph what he was trying to do, and that's what I would do. I'd try to get to switch and spin, and just try to get the mismatch, and I just timed it perfectly.
Was the finger wag some little trash talk between you guys, or was that just something you wanted to put on display?
No, I was just telling them not to do that again. Just that's what it was. But it was the end of the game, so it was good.
Trae, for you got going specifically in the third quarter, 11 of your points. Did you see something specific from them in that third quarter?
We were all scoring. JC started the game out for us. Almost getting 20 points in the first quarter. So whenever guys are knocking down shots and making plays, it just opens the floor that much more. So, like you said, in the third quarter, I was able to get more shots going, but I had 6-7 assists in the first quarter because everybody was knocking down shots and making plays. So it just opens up everything else when everybody's making plays.
John, I was going to ask you about that earlier in the game. We've seen you working with Kyle over the past couple of days. I'm curious what he's kind of given you as advice to maybe help loosen up a little bit. I don't know.
No, yeah, I call him the Zen Master for a reason. Just enjoy working with him. Really just talking about my placement on the ball, a lot of mental tips and just things that, I can go to mentally to lock in when I'm ready to shoot. And I feel like it's paying off. Continue to work with Kyle as we can. He has a big job, but we try when we can.
Trae, talk about that fourth quarter, how you guys came down the stretch and finished strong and was able to close it out.
Yeah, it's important. We got to close out these games late in the season. It's that time, that final stretch. So we just got to figure out. It's on me and DJ also to get everybody in the right spots and, set up the right play for us to end the game. And it's that time of the season to start clicking. And obviously Quin's trying to add new things throughout this final stretch. And we're still learning new things. But I think we're doing pretty good at it, and we just got to keep growing.
I wanted to ask John about your warm-up. Usually you're out there, Trae bounces you an oop or, whatever, 6 o'clock. Didn't seem like you were in the same sort of routine. Did you change something up? And, given the start you had tonight, did you like that change?
Yeah, it's actually funny you mentioned the lob with Trae because I actually came to the locker room and told him, I wasn't going to be out there today. But nothing big, just changed up my routine just a little bit. I try not to be a superstitious guy, but we'll see if it works again the second time. If not, then I'll go back to, normal schedule. But, yeah. Thank y'all. Be safe.